Watch this and we're going to talk about it.
The number one programming that should be eliminated and removed from men's psyche and consciousness is this superiority complex. So a lot of men see the man as a superior being to the woman. And that's a real problem. The biggest reason why it's a problem is because that's not true. And so what happens is men get into relationships and they see themselves as dominant and superior and the strongest one. And then when things are not working out and they can't get the ship right, it's because of that thought process that they, are superior and should be honored and respected just because of who they are. Like, that's not how life works. Life is a metaphysical phenomenon. We have the masculine and feminine. We've got the yang and the yin. Those things are equal and they're complementary. They're different in how they express themselves, but they're equal and complementary. And so many need to understand, like, look, this woman who I appear to be more, have more strength than, is actually your complement. She's actually your equal. And you need to learn about that feminine energy, that yin energy, so that you can begin to work with it and master within yourself and the relationship. So that's a big thing, this lack of equality. And that lack of equality translates into monogamy. That's why men are having a hard time today in the dating world, because they just feel like they're supposed to get women and supposed to be honored and respected automatically and supposed to be dominant, and thinking that dominance is somehow superior to submissiveness. Like, these are toxic belief patterns that have just caused men so much heartache and so much pain. We've got one of the biggest incel populations in the history of the world right now. And it's because men have subjected themselves to these belief systems, and it's left them empty. It's left them without partnership, without love, without legacy. You see what I'm saying? Without building anything with a queen, without a kingdom. And the reason why is because you don't understand life. You don't understand what's actually taking place and the role of the feminine. So men got to get that stuff straight.
I think a lot of men feel like because they can whoop your ass, you should listen to them. A lot of women mentally can compete with men. And that's why now that women are legally able to have more freedoms, we're excelling. Now that doesn't mean we want to build homes and fight fires, and there are some women who do, and kudos to y'all, but we do have a brain. We're not just a ball of emotions all the time. We are that as well, but it doesn't eradicate our intellect. There just needs to be mutual respect, mutual understanding, and that's why a lot of women are saying to hell with relationships, because men just don't get it. A lot of women feel like they have to shrink in order to be with a man, and who wants to do that? Who wants to do that? Like, it doesn't feel good to not be able to express your thoughts or your logic because it's being seen as combative, etc., etc. But times are changing. So as we push forward and figure out our new norm, as women demand to be respected and demand to be heard and demand to be treated as equals, it's disruptive to the ways of old, and those that benefited from the ways of old are disrupted as well. But I see this disruption like a volcanic eruption, right? Brutal and destructive at first, but once the smoke clears and the sulfur falls to earth, new fertile land is the result. New life, a new way, right? But as always, what are your thoughts? Like, share, follow for more. And if you're watching from YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But until next time, stay dangerous.